Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and the Fan. So this is a quick combination unboxing video, introduction to a new video series, and a few other goodies mixed in video. Right now the time is approximately 2:24 p.m. and the date is Tuesday, February 14th, 2017, also known as Valentine's Day. I'm laughing because, you know, I'm not really big on Valentine's Day. I know some of you are like, what? No, there's a story behind this. One thing you will learn about Robert Alvarez, also known as Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, is that there's a story behind a lot of things. So, I used to think that I didn't like Valentine's Day because of my really shitty track record with romantic relationships. I was wrong about that. So, one of the things that I'm fond of saying is that certain people are not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. So one of my favorite goddess authors, his name is Budapest, and I remember purchasing her very first book, The Holy Book of Women's Mysteries, and in one of the chapters she talked about how in ancient times, this time of the year, people were celebrating a festival called Diazia, which was all about gloom and doom and misery and sadness. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. Why would anybody be feeling romantic and ardent and sexual and amorous when in ancient times we hearken back to this festival of doom and gloom and misery and despair and sadness? I don't feel sexual in that kind of environment, do you? You know? So, you know, ironically, I've received some lovely surprises today. Not the ones I'm going to show you in this video, but some lovely, yeah, and yes, they are not X-rated, but they're very sweet and lovely. So anyway, but that's another story. So, every once in a while, I am honored beyond measure by clients who give me beautiful gifts. So I wanted to show you one of those beautiful gifts. It is this keychain. It is a chakra keychain, and if you look at the bottom, it has this medallion that has this beautiful it looks like a starfish, actually. I thought it would look like a sunflower, but it's really a starfish. And I love that a new client had given this to me. I love that it has crystals that correspond to the chakras. The chakras have been playing a prominent role in my life this year. And I'm wearing it as a pendant because this is my keychain, and you know, there's a lot of stuff going on this. There's my Coach dollar sign, my Lily of the Nile print, which I received by the Stephanie Dre. I thought it said Taylor. I'm like Taylor's not her last name. I'm seeing things clairvoyantly again. And then, of course, this beautiful dream catcher, and you know, just a lot of going on in this keychain. So, and there are several keychains. So I figured that if this was next to that and rubbed against it, like some of the crystals would fall off. So I figured as a pendant it would be safer. This actually has inspired me and led me to open up a P.O. box. Simply because I have a feeling that I'm going to need to do that. Now, I received some packages in the mail, and I'm very happy about this because, well, sounds like a deck to me. Sounds like a deck to me. So, and of course, you know, I've said jokingly that I need another deck like I need a hole in the head. So I know that I don't need another deck. But there are some decks that I collect and I use, and some I use for particular clients, and some I use for particular reasons. And it's no coincidence that I received these beautiful decks the day after watching a video of one of my favorite living goddesses of YouTube. I don't know if she is a witch per se, but she definitely is very magical. She honors the Witch's Wheel of the Year. Her channel's name is Avalon's Spiritual Odyssey. And she, along with Ember Honeyraven and Owl Moon 513, really helped me reconnect to the sacredness of my spiritual past. So, this is actually going to be a deck that I'm going to review in the future. Now, before I show you this deck, so here's the thing about, so several years ago, somebody had given me a deck, and it was a beautiful tarot deck. I'm not going to mention the name because it's currently out of print, but I will say that I already had the kit, meaning I had the deck and I had the book. So I thanked this person for giving it to me, and then she said, well, do you mind if I give it to this person? I said, I have no problem with that. And that person was also there in the room, so it was very convenient. So throughout the course of the evening, or rather the afternoon to evening, this person who gave me this deck that I already had mentioned the names of 3 other tarot decks and 1 divination deck, and was horrified to learn that I have all 4 of them. She was just like, I can't give you anything! And so what happened was, yes, she really did say it like that. I'm not going to mention names. I won't mention names, because she avails herself of my psychic services on a regular basis, and she's been doing it since September 2001. And those of us who are New Yorkers or live in the New York City area, we know that that date has special significance. So that this person has been using my psychic services since then, I'd like to keep it that way. So if I mention her name, it'll upset her, and because, you know. But here's the thing. So the last few years, I give a wish list, and it is not an Amazon wish list, it is not a website's wish list, it is an actual list that I compile of decks that I want but do not have at the present time. And what I do is I email a select number of individuals those decks. And basically it's like, okay, these are the decks that I don't have, but I want. So last year I did something very different. I decided to do what I call the replacement edition. So this time I listed this is a city living thing. So I'll have a sip of my café con leche. Actually café con latte, but that's another story. Oh, that's so good. The base is Café Bustelo. Virtually every Cuban lives for Café Bustelo and has Café Bustelo running through their veins. And I added some light cream, some dark brown sugar, and this thing, I forgot the brand name, I'll mention it in the description box, that makes it like a latte. Oh, it's so cool. Anyway, so last year I decided to do a replacement edition, meaning that I listed 5 tarot decks and 5 divination decks that I used to have but no longer have, either because they were damaged, or they were stolen, or they were misplaced, or whatever the case was. So one of those decks is this, the Oracle of the Dragon Fae. Now some of you know I really love Lucy Cavendish's, I really love Lucy Cavendish's work. I have her Oracle Tarot. I have another one of her decks, and I really love this. And I'm curious to see what it has that the original version doesn't have. So yeah, so this will be reviewed in a future video. I might review both. Unless it's identical, then I'll review just the original. I do love the cover image, but I do love the cover image of the original set more. It depicted the Huntress, and she looks dark and gorgeous and glorious, and I was just like, yeah, that's the one. Now, I have a feeling I know what this is, but this is an unboxing video, so They package these things really well. That's not a complaint. I would rather this be packaged very well. And again, City Living. One day I will have a soundproof studio. Oh! This is not for me. So, one of the things that I love to do is give gifts. And specifically, I'm a little breathless. I love to give gifts to people who avail themselves of my psychic services on a regular basis. And sorry, I lost my train of thought for a moment, but it's the truth. The fact of the matter is that there are people that have been using my psychic services for several years. I love giving them gifts. Now, this is 2017. So back in 2015, I led my very second, as opposed to my very first, Goddess course. That course was entitled Goddess to the Next Level. It was 2015, right? Thank you. You know, it's funny because every once in a while, my amazing computer tech person, who's also my awesome audiovisual person, will show me other YouTube channels, and I get to learn from them and how they're doing their things. So this is a bit of a nod to unboxing therapy and Jack, so which is not at all metaphysical, but I don't care because I love the channel. So one of the participants of this course, her celestial mother, which is the term that I use to represent, to mean the goddess that gave birth to that person's soul, is Guanxi. Guanxi is the Chinese goddess of mercy, compassion, and forgiveness. And I promised her that one of the thank you gifts that I would give her is this. This is the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And of course, I already gave that participant, that client, that student, that wonderful, lovely person, that friend, the original Kuan Yin Oracle. And when I found out that there was going to be another one, I'm like, well, I have to give this to you as a thank you gift for participating in Goddess to the Next Level. So she's going to receive that. So this is not mine. If she wants to make an unboxing video about this, and if she wants to do a review video about this, that's her choice. But I will not press her on that. Right? Right. You can do that if you want, but if you don't, it's okay. Yes. I'm being so subtle, right? Anyway, so I'm looking forward to spending time with this deck, and I'm looking forward to connecting with it again. I haven't used it in a while. You know, every once in a while, I talk about decks in passing. But since I did unbox this deck, I do want to say that this is a very unique deck. I mean, yes, given the name Oracle of the Dragon Fae, it's certainly a kind of deck that would be ideal for anybody who wants to use an Oracle card deck as opposed to a tarot deck, who has a love affair or a deep connection with dragon beings, who has a connection to the fairies, the sacred fae, etc. But the artwork is just beyond amazing. And I love the fact that it's various artists. It's not just one artist that was commissioned. It was several artists that were commissioned. So you get to see a variety of different artistic techniques and media. And I just love how the deck works together. It's a very unique deck. And every once in a while, I'm divinely guided to use it for readings, and it never gets used, which I find very frustrating, because it's like, well, you're here. How come nobody's using you? How come nobody's having a reading with you? How come I'm not pulling this deck for a client's reading? And, you know, honestly, I do look forward to using this deck for a reading. You know what? I might just have to give somebody a free reading and say, you know what, you're getting a reading from me with this deck, so deal with it. I might have to do that. So in the meantime, I want to thank all of you that have subscribed to either my YouTube channel or have subscribed to either one of my WordPress blogs. I certainly want to thank you for your comments. Comments are a big deal for me, and I am very excited about what I have in store for my YouTube channel over the next few months. And one thing that I am going to commit to is that once a month I will have my audio-visual person is giving me notes and I'm not understanding what he's writing. And I get, some things distract me. I don't mean to be distracted easily. I really don't, because I'm very focused. But then, it's sort of like, I don't know how the anchor people do it, because they see a lot of things all the time. But anyway, but I'm no anchor person, and that's fine. So, I'm definitely looking forward to having another live video this month, because I haven't done a live video yet. I've been divinely guided to do one live video every month on both my YouTube channel and my Instagram account. In fact, the Instagram video might be sooner than you realize. And I think that's it for now. But I do want to thank all of you for your comments. I want to thank all of you for sharing ideas. I wish all of you that are celebrating Valentine's Day a beautiful Valentine's Day. And those of you that are waiting for the pagan Valentine's Day, which some magical traditions call Ostara, or the vernal equinox, I look forward to celebrating energetically with you then. But for now, I wish you many blessings, and may the goddess give you blessings and gifts and miracles.